because he was looking for a way in. Satan been looking for a way in. But the worst part about Satan looking for a way into Job's life, or through an open door, he's looking for an open door. The worst part of this is that what did the Bible say? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. So that means Satan had already prepared the weapon. So it ain't like this intruder trying to break in your house, take something and run out. No, this person armed. Satan out there armed and he looking to kill. So you get an armed intruder waiting outside your house. That's the problem with all this. So when God spoke to him and said, have you considered Job? Satan said, I more than consider him. I've looked at every facet of his life trying to get in. But the problem is, even though he's sinning, he got a hedge around him. So I can't get in. You protecting him. And then the most important part I want you to listen to. Now, follow me. And this is the most important. I'm going to end with this one. The problem is, why you have to pray unceasingly and close doors is because Satan knew exactly what to do to get Job robbed. He knew exactly what to do to kill his children. Because remember now, we've been studying Job for a while, but there was a hedge there. And what I'm trying to tell you is in your life right now, is some people who, if you open up that door, they will rob you today. I'm talking about family members, I'm talking about friends, I'm talking about business partners, I'm talking about strangers. It's people who in your life, they will rob you today. The same way Satan was able to rob Job of his cattle, of his sheep, of all his camels. And one day, it's people sitting and waiting. It's the same thing with your children. It's a way for Satan to destroy your children today if he could. The weapon has already been created, but it shall not prosper as long as you close the doors. And that's why you need to close doors. Simply because the devil is searching for a way in. He's already studied your life. And worst of all, the weapon is already prepared. The person who can rob you is just sitting there waiting for you. It only takes for you to open up that door. Whether you rob you your health because of adultery, or rob you whatever. So God, Rachel, and bless us, God, protect us. Help us in all things, Heavenly Father, to remember not only to fast, not only to pray, but to close doors. And to close doors with the intent that we know exactly what we're fasting for. We know exactly what we're praying for. And we ain't stopping until we accomplish what we set out to pray and fast for. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
The views expressed on this program are not the views of ZNS TV 13 and, by extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, a viral video under investigation. Good news on the labor front. Young Bahamians tackle climate change. In sports, softball season kicks off. The Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition starts now. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Good evening, I'm Desmond Saunders. Thanks for joining us. Those two police officers involved in that viral video depicting a police station spat on administrative leave tonight. Deputy Commissioner of Police Lehman Delaval says an investigation by the Complaints and Corruption Unit has been launched. Shot on cell phone by a female officer, the video depicts a contentious clash between the person holding the phone and a corporal who she accuses of withholding official documents and being drunk. While the deputy commissioner could not confirm those accusations, but did confirm that the video was shot sometime in the early hours of Saturday morning at the Central Police Station, and that both officers have been on the force for some 10 years. There's also no saying just which codes of conduct those officers would have broken, but as the investigation continues, they both remain on leave with pay.
Where we see unethical behavior by police officers, whatever force is reasonably necessary to ensure that those officers are dealt with very quickly. We do not, and we will not, under any circumstances, condone bad behavior of our police officers.
The Deputy Commissioner promising a quick and thorough investigation. He also advises that citizens should not allow the video to detract from the good work of other officers on the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
I also wish to advise the press that 99% of the police officers are good, decent, hard-working officers who on a daily basis continue to go beyond the call of duty to assist and to make sure that the public is safe and residents visiting our country. We are very, very appreciative of their efforts, and we say to continue.
Fresh off his official visit at the Vatican Palace in Rome, Italy, the nation's chief prime minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, will head to Canada and join regional heads at this year's Canada-CARICOM Summit. The event will highlight the strong bonds between CARICOM and Canada and explore ways to improve access to financing for small island developing states in the Caribbean. Climate change will also dominate discussions. Canada's prime minister will chair the summit alongside the prime minister of Dominica, the current chair of CARICOM from October 16th to 20th, 2023. Strategic partners for a resilient future, the focus for this year's meetings. Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, will serve as acting Prime Minister until Prime Minister Davis returns. The nation's chief returns to the capital Friday, October 20th, 2023. While an optimistic outlook for the unemployment rate heading into 2024, Director of Labor Robert Farquharson revealing as much. Farquharson says the unemployment rate is at its lowest in 15 years, and with the addition of a number of new projects in the coming months, that low number expected to dip even further below its current mark.
We anticipate with the opening of the British Colonial Hotel in December, with the expansion of RCI, Royal Caribbean, both on Coco Key, with the opening of Royal Caribbean on Paradise Island, with the opening of the Disney project in Saudi Lutra, that unemployment will again be reduced in a matter of months.
It may be a temporary relief for passengers and a pain for bus drivers, but plans for a proposed hike in Jitney fares appear to be still a ways off. Stakeholders have yet to meet, which means consultation on the issue still has to get underway. Transport Minister JoBeth Colby Davis blames scheduling issues for this delay. She hopes that there can be some headway before the end of the year. Now, drivers have said rising fuel costs make it necessary that they increase their prices. Rates are currently $1.25 per passenger, and they'd like to see the rate increase to at least $2 per passenger. Well, still to come in the weekend edition, pioneering educators reunite at Super Club's Breezes. Details of that and more after the break.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers.
It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
Hello, everyone. This is Tony Williams back with a special promotion from BahamasAir.com and GoGo Florida. The $100 deposit is back, but it's only on your debit card. So whether you're renting that sedan, SUV, or spacious minivan for group or family trips, keep your cash in your pocket. Only Dollar Thrifty is making it convenient for you. Your $100 deposit held on your debit card. Available at Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Orlando. Book early and save your 8-passenger minivan for your holiday shopping spree.
This portion of the news is brought to you by FoCall SmartPass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Welcome back. Well, over 80 educational pioneers who were the first group of black trained educators from the now defunct San Salvador Teachers College reuniting after 50 years. A special ceremony held at the Super Club's Breezes Resort on Saturday. Director of the San Salvador Teachers College Reunion Committee is Leroy Sumner.
We are celebrating a reunion after 55 years of existence, and also as part of the recognition of the 50th anniversary of the independence of the Bahamas. We've always had a very closely knit institution. It was an institution of very young persons coming from the various family islands who have met for the first time at a boarding school, training college, resident in San Salvador. And we've become a family. And we've been in contact with each other on a daily basis through the internet, through WhatsApp, over these many years.
These black historic figures also recognized for their stellar contributions towards the growth and development of the country. Former student Jitney Colley says the institution was pivotal towards national development.
The new government in 1967 decided that the Bahamas Teachers College, which was situated in Nassau, was not meeting all of the needs for the family islands. So they decided on a family island institution, and the old Navy base was converted into a residential teachers college. And the whole idea was to produce teachers to staff the schools for comprehensive education in the family islands.
The San Salvador Teachers College was formed in 1968 to address the deficit of teachers on the family islands. Its doors closed in 1975 after the College of the Bahamas was established. Well, if it's one thing that is certain, it's that finding a solution to climate change requires all hands on deck. And tonight, our Anthony Smith introduces us to a group of Bahamians who are adding their voices to the global climate fight.
Young, up-and-coming leaders in the fight against climate change back on Bahamian soil.
I think it was a great opportunity to bring small island perspectives to Middle East and North Africa.
With Saudi Arabia hosting the 2023 Middle East and North Africa Climate Week, a global symposium bringing together practitioners, policymakers, and business stakeholders to create sustainable climate solutions. Among them, 19 bright Bahamians like Lauren Ritchie, who got the opportunity to add their voice to an issue adversely affecting the archipelago.
It's really interesting the way that it's such a global and multi-sectoral issue, and the way that we need international collaboration for things to happen. So being able to seek that collaboration and to see those opportunities for us to share and grow together on such an important topic of sustainability and climate change was really empowering.
Their involvement follows the Deputy Prime Minister's summer mission to Saudi Arabia. The collaboration between the two nations setting the stage for the young leaders to attend MENA's Climate Week. Also included in that number, 5 Grand Bahamians.
For Grandmama Island, we're looking to establish a center for sustainability. We know that Saudi Arabia has their own global sustainability center, and so we're going to partner with them on that.
Now the young leaders look forward with fresher perspectives, taking what they've shared and learned, crafting new and innovative solutions to tackle the issue of climate change here. At least that's the plan for UE graduate student Amber Turner.
I have a more broader context now when I write for a Bahamian context, and we just have different levels of adaptation that can be applied, that can be research in depth, and it really broadened my knowledge with my specific research area.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoine Smith.
The Kiwanis Club of Nassau welcoming its new executive team during a recent ceremony. Earlier this month, the club's new president, Jackie Jones, says it's accelerating its public outreach and hoping to attract new members to make a big impact within the local community.
We touch communities, but our branding itself is to center our love throughout the breadth and length of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We give back to communities, and giving back is a ministry. It's a legacy that I was instilled with from nurturing from my mother, and it's an inner feeling that makes you feel good when you do something from within, from your heart, and you give back to persons who are, say, less fortunate, but also will be well-deserved of it.
Veronique Montemore, the club's membership growth and retention officer, has a task of attracting new members. Her goal for the year is ensuring new members stay interested and are fully involved.
Good to get membership, but it's all about keeping them. So my job is to keep them engaged, fully interested, because, you know, some things we just like new things, we want to try new things, but it's just basically to keep them engaged, keeping them wanting to be a part of. One of the things Kiwanis is all about is serving the children of the world. One of the things, you just have to have that passion, that love for kids. Not only just kids, the elderly, anybody, you know, just to have that love.
Scores of residents are gathering in the Centerville area early Saturday for a worthy cause. New Wine Kingdom Ministries hosting its 6th annual community clothing drive and food giveaway. Some 1,000 meals dished out to those in need. Organizers, Pastors Rudolph and Linda Balfour.
People in the Centerville community, we realize that they are in need. And so we extend this to them, and we've seen a tremendous support from them. Whenever we do this initiative, we see the community come out. And so we are grateful for this opportunity to serve persons, and not only in Centerville community, but we have spread it out to those persons whosoever who wish to be able to receive from the Church of New Wine Kingdom Ministries.
The first installment of the Bahamas National Trust Art and Wine Festival coming to a close this evening. The much admired October event putting more than 40 Bahamian vendors and artisans on display in one of the organization's largest fundraisers of the year. The two-day event merges art, culture, and wine with creativity. Proceeds go towards the management and maintenance of Bahamas National Land and Sea Parks. The event was held on the BNT's Village Road property.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
We are New Life Natural Company Limited, and we have actually been in the community for now 13 years, serving in the health field. Our diets is probably one of the most poorest diets actually in the Caribbean, and we are really low in the world. As a result of our diet, we are actually inheriting all of these different diseases. So we need to kind of like shift the way how we eat and shift it to eating more healthier food. So we at New Life here, we are trying to change the paradigms. We are actually introducing tasty, healthy options. And so hopefully this SBDC initiative will actually create the awareness, help us to have an understanding of what we are doing, why we are doing it, and help us to begin to shift this paradigm of proper eating, proper dieting, and proper fitness. So our motto is eat well, be well, and let your food be your medicine.
For more information about the Fitness and Wellness Initiative, contact the SBDC at 461-7232.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your now for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before things get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Sunday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports after a long hiatus and much talks over a potential cancel season. The Providence Softball Association officially opening up last night at the Bankers playing field. This year, the league is being branded as more of a showcase with only 4 teams competing, 2 on both the men's and women's side. Last night in ladies action, the University of the Bahamas Mingos taking on the Black Scorpions, and this one would be all UB. The Mingos cruising 2-11, 3 win. No men's game last night as there was a blackout that affected play. League President Dwayne Stevens.
The last time we would have spoke, we had canceled the season. But of course, you know, the University of the Bahamas, Mingos are part of our league. And, you know, to ensure that members of the University of the Bahamas team, especially those who are on scholarship, right, of course they would have to get some games in, and of course to keep their accreditation up. So our trust was to really help the program, the university program, by having this short showcase, very short showcase. As it stands now, we have 2 female teams and we have 2 male teams.
We also caught up with Bahamas Softball Federation President Jennifer Isaacs-Dotson on plans here to grow the sport.
The state of softball, as you can see tonight, what New Providence Softball Association is doing, it's a start. And some of the other islands are also starting to play fast pitch as well. The Bahamas Softball Federation will be going to the various family islands to, of course, ensure that most of the associations, you know, to see how they're doing, what assistance do they need, what help we can provide to them, and what we can help them in making sure that they actually have a fast pitch season.
Speaking of growth, Marlins infielder Josh Chisholm Jr. making an appearance at his Little League yesterday and outlined what he hopes to see happen as far as baseball is concerned.
My goal with this Little League is to make it like we're basically Dominican Republic, like we're competing with the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, and those guys, you know what I mean? Because I feel like the talent here, we just have to give them the opportunity, and I feel like this is the opportunity they need.
Switching gears to basketball, Bahamian NBA player Kai Jones has been in the headlines for the wrong reasons over the past few weeks. Erratic social media behavior subsequently saw his time with the Charlotte Hornets come to an end. And the Soul Sports team recently caught up with Sports Minister Mario Boleg, who gave his thoughts on the situation.
I am attached to the guy as it relates to Instagram, and so I saw some of the photos and some of the videos, I should say. It's a sad state. Guy is in a position where he needs help right now. I've spoken to his father. I know that the Charlotte Hornets, along with the NBA Coaches Association, has taken him into a hospital to seek some assistance, and unfortunately they don't have the right and power to keep him there. But again, I think he is in a position now where he needs some help. And we only can continue to pray, and I pray God that he gets the necessary help. I tried to reach out to him. I know a few other NBA players from the Bahamas tried to reach out to him. And so we all on one page that we just hope the best for him right now.
And in volleyball news, the New Providence Volleyball Association kicking off today with 2 games on deck at the D.W. Davis Gymnasium. Lady Panthers and Lady Technicians starting things off, followed by the Defenders and Warhawks. Full scores and results for you in tomorrow's Sportscast. That's my look at your sports on this Sunday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a Sand Dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving Sand Dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers. It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever Sand Dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
I can see it. I can feel it. Grand Bahama, the bounce back. You have a clear vision.
Yeah.
What is it that you hope this show will do for the island of Grand Bahama and indeed the people here on this northern island?
It will do exactly what bad news does. It will versus that and let people know that all hope is not lost.
In the person of the Honorable Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis, right? He's doing an excellent job.
I'm seeing major hotels. I'm seeing large cultural shows.
It's time for us to actually invest before we can ask someone to invest.
There's a greater good, and there is something bigger than me and you.
Years ago, a new era began. 50 years of a small country doing big things. Our faith, our people, and our values are the source of our strength. Together we share joy and survive the hardest times by leaning on each other. Now, as we confront a changing world, we need to grow stronger. That means standing up for ourselves, protecting our borders, investing in our family islands, growing more of what we eat at home, owning more of our economy, and above all, investing in our people. Lifting each other up, that's who we have always been. We know where we came from, so we know where we are going. Happy Independence, Bahamas. May God bless us all.
Time now for a check on tonight's weather picture. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Desmond. We have some light rains outside of our studios. Temperature at 82 degrees. Relative humidity, 70%. West-southwest winds at 7 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,008.8 millibars. That's 29.78 inches. And your temperatures around the Family of Islands, 83 in Marshall, Abaco, Green Turkey. Also Freeport, Grand Bahama at 83 degrees. The Berry Islands, 82. Alstown, Bimini, 83, 84 degrees in Harper Island. Rock, San Lutra, 86, 89 in Black Point, Exuma, and Kemps Bay, South Andros. Fresh Creek and Central Andros at 87 degrees. Alderstown, Cat Island, 85. San Salvador, 85. Also, Urim Key at 85 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 89 degrees. 90 degrees in Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, and Acklands. Matthew Tiny, Nagua at 89, and the Turks and Caicos Islands, 86 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight through tomorrow in the northwest and central islands, west to northwest winds, speeds around 12 to 18 knots, and the wave height 3 to 6 feet. High tide will occur at 9:02 tonight, with another high tide at 9:25 tomorrow morning. Now for the southeast bombers through Monday, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. In the tropics, we still have our tropical depression showing just packing winds of about 35 miles per hour, moving towards the west-northwest at about 10 miles per hour, and it should become just a remnant low-pressure system within the next day or so. Further east in the far eastern Atlantic, still monitoring that tropical wave, which is producing some disorganized showers. The Hurricane Center now giving it an 80% chance of developing over the next couple of days. Closer to home, we have a frontal boundary, well, a prefrontal boundary, pushing through the capital. The front itself will go through during the early morning hours, and that will usher in a nice little cool down for a couple of days. Tonight, we're looking at considerable clouds, very warm and humid, with a couple of showers, 81 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow, it's going to remain cloudy, breezy, turning partly sunny in the afternoon, with an afternoon shower still possible. High temperature tomorrow, 83 degrees. Here's your extended weather forecast. Showers are right through tomorrow morning. Things clearing up in the afternoon. Lots of sunshine returning on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Desmond?
Well, looking pretty good, Basil. That ends the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching. Have a good week.
In 1953, the United States began using a female name for storms. And by 1978, both male and female names were used to identify Northern Pacific storms. This was then adopted in 1979